Well, howdy everybody. It's Elk here, just doing a little bit of touring of my current Undead army that's all painted up at the moment. As you can see here, the grand tour of everything that's on the table is everything that's painted that can be thrown into a game one way or the other. And it's just a regular force that I have. I got tons of other stuff that are not painted that I used in the past, but one of these days I'll get around to finish them up and show them off to you. Alright, just to let you know what we have here. This is my small little unit of whites. The heavily armored guys for my Undead. And then I have a big unit of mummies. These guys were the core, they were the core of my army I always played. You know, they were the backbone. It was a little harder to kill these guys off, you know, in the Undead army. And then obviously we have our leader types. We have a vampire. And we have a couple, well, I guess there's 3 of them, sorcerers. And this is my BSB. That's my battle standard bearer. Here's the white. And you can't go to war. The only problem I have with this vampire is like he's heavy. Maybe he'll stand up better. Nope. He doesn't stand up at all. One of these days I need to put some lead shot in his base to keep him a little heavier, because he's not really well balanced. He has this big heavy metal cloak on the back. So he just falls over. And then we have 2 units of skeletons with all their assortment. You've seen some of these guys finally painted up and used. And before I just had 1 unit of skeletons of 24. You can see the ones in the back. And then now I have the ones in the front that's kind of like filling out the unit pretty decently. Now here's my giant. This is my tomb giant, carrying around what's left of a griffin. You rip the leg off of it, and he has a sword. Goes to battle. That's my tomb giant. And this is I always use this as a screaming skull catapult. This thing right here, my war elephant. It was basically, he would be either a chariot or a screaming skull catapult. As a chariot, you know, he's pretty big and hefty. We got the highway on top here. We got the couple bowmen and the guy riding it right there. So if it was a chariot and it was pretty well armored, go into battle with it. Or I could just have the catapult on the top, you know, for the screaming skull catapult. It just depends on how I wanted to point it out for the game. And then we have my 3 wraith guys back here. That would be flyers. They would go to battle with it. And then we have some ghouls. Somewhere around here I supposed to have like 20 of these guys. I don't know where the rest of them are at. It's kind of interesting where my ghouls got off to. So right now there's only 8 of them. There's supposed to be 20. And then I have my archers, my skeleton archer unit. Not very many. There's only 12 here. So they would do the job. And basically, this was the backbone, though. It's like to have these screaming skull catapults right here. That was usually did the amount of damage. These are the newest addition to them. So I got 2 more to add into, and I have a chariot here. So this guy here, this chariot, would work in conjunction. So these 2 would be my 2 chariots, or I could have, you know, one, like I said, is a screaming skull. Now, later in life, we have this guy. This is my new addition. But he's more or less Age of Sigmar stuff. So, And then obviously you've seen this guy that I painted up. Actually made a kind of a diorama out of him. So I repainted it, put it back together. So that was somebody that was used before, my black coach. And in the Undead book, Frick and Frack are usable. Now later when they become the vampire counts, then you have to have a vampire dragon or an undead dragon. And this is the little guy that's my undead dragon there. And the cockatrice and the hydra. So in the later editions, or earlier edition, all these guys could be used, and when you become vampire counts, then obviously it's different. Maybe one of these days I'll actually get a Games Workshop Undead Dragon, but until that point, we'll just see what works out, and I'll just work on I got a whole bunch of cav yet to put out here that's not painted. You know, I got some hex wraiths and stuff like that that need to be done, but I'm not going to show off stuff that's not painted, so this is all the painted stuff. Alright, that's pretty much my undead army that you see here. It's not very big, the painted stuff, but it looks pretty cool when it's all done up like that, ready for battle. Alright, hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrex out.